This break is brought to you by Netflix. For a free 30-day trial, head over to netflix.com/GameBreakerTV. Hello everyone, my name is Olivia Grace and I'm here today to talk to you a bit more about Project Titan. More about Titan? Well, yes, actually. Considering the recent rumours and the amount of discussion that we've been having about Titan on Gamebreaker recently, we thought it was about time that we put pay to some of the more interesting rumours and had a good look at what we actually know about Blizzard's super secretive new MMO. So, first and foremost, we had a news story recently on Gamebreaker, which we discussed on Legendary, about a poster called Alphanoid, who had been the subject of some pretty serious detective work, finding out his posts. Now, one of the things he asserted was that Titan was not a brand new IP. So it wasn't new lore, it wasn't a new game, it was kind of a spin-off from an existing title. Now, looking back, community rep Jonathan Zarheim Brown, back in 2009, before we all knew who Zarheim was, said the following. He said, "We have nothing to advertise for the new MMO because it's a shell of a game thus far. We've already stated it'll be a brand new franchise, which means the lore, art and gameplay are being developed entirely from scratch." So that doesn't really seem to tie in very well with what Alphanoid was saying. I mean, it's kind of possible, given his posts, that actually there's some kind of middle ground here between the two. It is a brand new IP, but it's maybe a spin-off from an existing game, so a spin-off from one of the three big games that Blizzard produces at the moment. That's not entirely, set in stone, but it's probably closer to what Zarheim says, given that we know he actually does work for Blizzard after all. The other thing we can gather for a pretty sort of solid fact is that it's something a little outside the existing genres covered by, StarCraft, World of Warcraft and Diablo. So looking back again to previous quotes, all of these with sources are in the article below if you're curious, so do check that out. So Itzik Ben Bassat said back in 2007, "When we announce our next MMORPG, it's not going to be another WoW. We're not a company that tends to tread the same ground. It'll be something innovative and new that really brings entertainment to another level." So that's kind of putting it slightly outside of the existing genres, the existing things that Blizzard deals with. Interestingly as well, and now we're skipping into rumour a little bit, there's been some hints around. So an AMA, again linked in the article below, with an alleged former GM. Of course, we can't ever be 100% certain that people who are doing AMAs are who they say they are, although Reddit do their best to ensure that that's the case. He said it would appeal to fans of The Sims. It's a little bit unusual. We all know of the popular game where you make your characters and you play them in the houses and it's quite social. And a French site, and there is a link in the article below, it's unfortunately in French, but do hit it with the old Google Translate. It said that there were rumours that characters would have a dual life, with one social half and one combat-related or battle-related half, but no sources stated. So that's a little bit sketchy. But having said that, Blizzard are saying that it's something new and it's something outside of the usual genres. So what else do we know? There may be a release late 2014 to early 2015. That's backed up by a few sources. That's from Alphanoid, that's from a Rob Pardo interview, which again you can see in the article below. That's also from the released leaked slate, which was founded around 2010, which stated Titan on their timeline, 2014 to 2015. So that sounds pretty good. Now, the other interesting one is it is likely an MMORPG. Why are we saying this? So in the Q1 2012 investor call, there was a slide. So they put out these investor calls. It's basically for everyone who invests in Activision Blizzard to phone in and see how the company is doing, what it's got planned for the future, what it's looking at now. And as part of that, they do slides, PowerPoint presentation slides. And you can see a copy of the one that we're talking about now in the article below. But it says in that slide, "Work continues on the unannounced MMORPG." So that's kind of MMORPG-ish. There's also, looking back to something we mentioned earlier, Itzik Ben Bassat back in 2007 specifically said, "When we announce our next MMORPG." Now, let's take a pinch of salt here. Of course, the typo on the slide could be just a typo on the slide. It could be an MMOFPS, it could be an MMORPG. Just because it says it on an investor slide doesn't mean it's 100% accurate. And again, Itzik Ben Bassat could have just been talking and, had a bit of a brain meltdown and said MMORPG when he meant MMO. You know, it happens. We do know from a recent interview with Rob Pardo, again link in the article below, that over 100 people are working on it, and they're about halfway through the development process. So again, this works well with our estimate of 2014 to 2015. And what else? We know it's currently codenamed Titan. So that's pretty much all we know so far, and with a little bit of rumour mixed in there. I did mention that there was an element there of the social side with the Sims thing and the French website. Other rumours, it's an MMOFPS. We don't know. We really don't know. We have literally no idea whether it's an MMORPG or MMOFPS, but as I've just explained, we're leaning towards the RPG side. And there's been another rumour around, again, details are in the article below, that it's of a futuristic or steampunk type design. Now, this isn't too out there, it's possible, and if you look at the artist's work in the article below, which we're talking about, why not? I mean, there's no reason why it shouldn't be of a futuristic or steampunk design. It's feasible. While it's a new IP, it draws heavily from existing titles. I think we spoke about that at length. It could be cross-platform. Now, this is probably the sort of edgiest of the rumour section of the article, let's say. To say it's on the Xbox as well it's quite a leap. It's quite a big jump for a company that have previously stated they would be specifically, avoiding console games. But the question here that I'm interested in answer to, what do you think? Is there truth in the rumours? Is it going to be an MMORPG? Is it going to be an MMOFPS? Is there something in this Sims thing? Is there going to be player housing and a social aspect? Were the French website right and you're going to have a sort of dual personality split life? Or was Josh Allen right and Blizzard have been telling us lies and it's actually StarCraft Ghost? I'm really interested to see what you think, and I'm particularly interested to see what you think about the style. Given that they said some people are saying it's a departure from the existing games and some people are saying that it's a little bit closer, do you think it's going to have the futuristic steampunk look? Do you think it's going to be more fantasy like the Warcraft franchise, or a bit darker like Diablo 3, or do you think it's going to be very futuristic and sort of sci-fi like StarCraft? I'm really excited to hear what you think. Let's all have a bit of fun speculating about Project Titan, and do leave a comment in the article below. And as always, keep it locked and dialed to Gamebreaker TV for all your gaming needs.